Last but certainly not least, my beloved air signs, just like me. This could be intense because I'm an air sign. I might get emotional, but we'll see. I'll do my best, as I think we all should, to take this moment right now. To focus on our breath and how significant that is. Oh, air is our connection with the divinity. How it is the heart chakra's element. Inspiration is the breath of the divine. It's amazing how just focusing on the breath and even naturally, intuitively putting hands on places, you can feel energy shift. Are you aware of how much or how little you've been breathing? Are you aware of the strain you're putting on your heart? Or vice versa, the heart strain is putting on your breathing? Just be aware, no judgment, just what is. Okay. I'm going to do my best to communicate. Let Source do the talking. So, we are going to get one card from the Soul's Journey lesson cards from James von Prague, and 4 cards from the Psychic Tarot deck by John Holland. Now, what I'd like you to do before we begin, stay in this meditative space. You're welcome to pray, you're welcome to whatever, but I want you to take a moment to hold a healing request within your heart, or a question on which you want clarity. And just know in divine truth that it will be answered now. Thank you, Divine Source, Mother, Father, God, angels, archangels, spirit guides, ascended loved ones, and all infinite expressions of divine source consciousness. Thank you for the communication of which we're about to receive. Thank you for surrounding me in your loving presence, always, as I know now I am never without your love and grace. Thank you, for I am ready to listen. I open my heart and mind to hear without judgment and to allow your voice to be heard without analytical criticism. As I stay in this space, I am able to hear your voice clearly within my soul, and your wisdom shines within my mind as a beautiful message from the divine. Thank you, for so it is. I'm liking these. Gratitude, affirmation, prayer, meditations of the start. So, keep holding on to that intention of yours. Okay. We got some deep work to be doing here. We actually got 4 affirmations, but they're quick. And they go progressively deeper and deeper and deeper. 3 of them are unconscious, and 1 is the only apparent thing that we see. We have our heart, we have our strength, we have our courage, and we have our faith, our spirit. I've been saying spirit, but right now it had to come out as faith. Too many curves. So, I really need to ascend my chakras and maybe disengage, but no, I'll stay it. Because the empathy is also my own. So, memories of love is our heart. We as air signs, even though we're a sign of intellectual intelligence and, divine masculine thought processes, air is of the heart center chakra. And we really love deeply. Deeply and intensely. So we have a lot of fear in life because we are very invested in that we love. The people we love, the surroundings that we love, the experiences that we love, even if they're not perfect, we're able to see love in them, and we're kind of happy at the minimal love that's there. We tend to get overly attached, and we know this, and we tend to not take risks or chances, because memories of love is also memories of loss. They're past tense. We remember because it no longer is. So sometimes we are holding on to some things. And this is a sign more so that attachments are being released. We are in the process of letting these things go into the waters. Letting them go and no longer control us. Letting them float and be always a beacon of light that we can look to and re-experience, some fond memories of love and joy. But it's also time to move forward and to let go. And that's not easy for us. But we have this strength within us. Oh dear. And they're saying right now, your strength is that you can overcome this. The one thing about tarot is sometimes the cards are a little direct and, not as airy and fluffy, but source is direct sometimes. Trapped in fear. Yeah, we're good at that. Yeah, we're strong at being trapped in fear. Of course, we're our own mental prisoners. Of course. But our strength is overcoming this. In this image, it's a person who is covering their eyes from the light that's before them, the light that's in front of them, the love and the joyous experience that they kind of know is waiting for them. It's as if we're afraid of good things coming back to us in our life because we don't want to let go to make room for those new good things. We may also not want to repeat the same patterns where, yay, I'll be good, but I'm just going to end up back down here again. So maybe, just maybe, I don't let that good thing come my way. Maybe there's some, missing love of ourself where we might not feel that we're worthy or deserving, or that we're just negative and pessimistic, saying, hey, I don't want the good things in an odd way. I'm choosing fear because I'm choosing love of myself in a limited consciousness point of view. But we can also choose love of self from a bigger, larger conscious point of view, where we can love ourselves truly for our unlimitedness, not the limited conscious perspective of how we've defined ourselves. And we as air signs, being intellectual, divine masculine, we're so good at cutting things up into little black and white boxes and saying this is. Thinking we've learned something that's unchanging. We get a little bit too egoic with our knowledge. Sometimes we hide behind what we learned, and we're not allowing ourselves to have new experiences. Now here's where we're being asked to be courageous. And this is one that we can't get over. Are you courageous enough to be successful and triumphant? Are you willing to start to pick up that sword again? Not to fight per se, but to move forward, to be using your gifts to move forward instead of choosing. And this is not a guilt choice. Never, never, never is this a guilt choice or a shaming, I'm not good enough choice. This is simply, and so it is, our consciousness is here or our consciousness is here. Am I willing to choose something within here? Maybe. Am I in here but willing to choose something out here? Maybe. It's all up to choice. There is no good or bad. There is no right or wrong. All paths lead the same place. But there is a limiting consciousness choice here. That is our strength. We're good at it. But we're also good at overcoming this and choosing a higher perspective. We've done this before, where we can just look up and realize that we are our own prison, our own wardener, our own lock and key, and we can get out of this sad place simply by choosing it. Again, not in a delusional way, not in a lying to the mind and being, overly compensating, gung-ho, not a man I fester. But again, by just going within and reminding yourself of your true unlimited self. Of saying these affirmation songs, singing them and letting your soul sing back, and eventually the lines between yourself and your soul go away, because in truth you are one, and you regain that identity of wholeness. That's where that self-loving care and those affirmations, which we have plenty of, come into play. Woo! Are you courageous enough? Ooh. And to dig deep into what the true matters are, because we got a lot here. I'm going to move forward. So our spiritual lesson, that which we are moving towards, that which we can expect and is a guaranteed outcome to enjoy. So whatever this card is, if it looks happy or sad, we know we're going to enjoy it, okay? Stand your ground. We can know once we let go of all these things that are holding us, which we don't have to rush, we are doing in our own damn time. And that once we make the choice to come out of our own prisons and make the courageous choice to fight for what I want, we get to stand our ground for who we are. And there's a beautiful thing here that this very grounded card is actually from the Fire or Wands or Crown Chakra suit in this deck. But there's that beautiful moon, and it's bright orange, and it's all about your creativity and your solar plexus as well as your sacral. Setting your ground about the world and just getting rid of that victimization, getting rid of that, this limiting beliefs of ourselves, and really, really, really being ready to create our own new world. That is a beautiful message. So, okay. Woo, we got some healing to do. Okay, crown chakra, fertility, foundations and achievements. We're really moving in. Although we might have some issues communicating freely with the divine, and issues feeling that our loving nature is going to be creating the outcome that we want. What's happening right now, even though we're fearful of the future, we're building up the foundations, because we are achieving right now, and we're going to build up foundations for further achievements. That's all that needs to be said. That's all that needs to be said. So, affirmations. The first and most obvious for us And it was in the protection position at first, saying, yeah, this is going to be difficult. Honesty. I don't know why this is ringing so true. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. What a beautiful power, beautiful affirmative choice to take back our power. To just, be secure on our own, to stand our ground, to fight for what we want as we let go of those things that we once loved. And whatever hurts we may have had, whatever negative things that happen that make us go into this fearful place to begin with. Another protection card. That's adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. That's an accepting in a spiritual conscious view of saying, hey, bad things happen for good reasons, and we become so much stronger because of them. And if your year was as terrible as my year was, damn, are you strong now? This has always been one. Envy, getting deeper and deeper and deeper. I am the same as everybody else, but with different challenges. Recognizing that we are a one, and we can get jealous of other people, and we can feel bad about ourselves. We just have different challenges. But we are the same. And of course, the deepest of them all, fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. And fear is a choice. Fear is a limiting conscious... Fear is a choice made from love. Because fear is love as well. It's just attachment, small perspective, small understanding, small awareness. All of our issues come from fear, come from the love where we don't want change to happen. We don't want letting things go. And we've learned a lot through our life where we thought those letting things would go away. So we started doing things, starting very young, that not only made us envious, but made us kind of believe that we were less than. And that we had more problems. But this is a real sign of saying, no, equality, 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 oneness, oneness, oneness. We are the same. We are worthy. We are the same. We don't need to be envious of other people and want to be them, because we are just as valuable and important. And they have things that we don't know about. We are all one with just different challenges, different experiences. But again, it's that fear. And then we get the real life adversities, which again bring us back down to fear of like, oh my God, this is happening to me because I'm so weak, blah, 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 this and that. We're cutting away these limiting beliefs, guys. You're cutting away these limiting beliefs. And we're knowing that we can handle, if we choose, and we are going to be courageous and triumphant to move forward into our success, these challenges. The greatest people in the world, you don't love them because everything was easy for them. You admire them because they overcame so much. Now we get to be the same inspiration to others, and to ourselves, more importantly. So the best thing to be dealing with all of this is honesty. to be honest about the roots of our behavior coming from fear, coming from the belief of limited love, narrow perspective, not infinite, not expanded. This is partially about intuition, but also just being honest with ourselves. We got to stop this, because we are good at this and we are choosing this, and this is not about blame or guilt. This is about honesty. We are choosing to be in this prison. Again, in prison, nothing can hurt us except ourselves. We're kind of in a perpetual state of self-harm emotionally. But at least we could be sheltered in a way from having to fear the loss of more love. But the beautiful thing is, and we know this, and I know this, we will be standing our ground. In a confident way, we are going to be transformed when we get ready to make these choices. When we're ready in our own divine and perfect timing. And we kind of are. We kind of are sitting in ourselves right now. And we can see the light shining from outside, but our eyes are still closed. And we can feel the warmth, but we're still sitting against the cold brick wall. And we can hear the gates lock, opening and releasing, maybe even swinging open. And we can smell the fresh air, but it is still up to us to choose to see from a higher perspective. And it is up to us to open our eyes and to have the courage and strength to stand up and walk out of that prison that we've been allowing to consume our lives. And once we're standing, and we keep doing these things, and we keep choosing what's best for us, and we keep allowing good to come in, we are going to get to a point eventually where we're very grounded and secured and happy, but we have to act as though we're already there. This is kind of a fake it till you make it kind of thing. You know, part of being trapped in fear is because of exhaustion and being tired and just saying, I don't want to fight anymore, so I'll be over here, sitting in my corner, crying. No shame. I've been doing it for the past 6 months, okay? Depression and anxiety set. But, and don't think I'm ever saying that, your chemical imbalances are your choice and it's never about faults. But we do know that we can overcome those imbalances. It works both ways. In affects out, out affects in. Stand your ground. Final prayer. Dude, we're going to just chant our affirmations. Thank you, me. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. And I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. And that is a choice we will be making. Thank you guys so much for sharing this beautiful spiritual experience with me. I'm so honored and blessed to have a little community here where we're able to, shine our souls a bit and be united as one. So if you're interested, please leave a comment down below. I love hearing feedback, but more importantly, if you want to be communicating with me, email me at queer.spirit.guidance@gmail.com, or better yet, go to my website, consciouslove.org, click on the contact tab, click on the services tab, whatever you want. It needs to be updated, but you can contact me from there, and you can look at kind of what my intention was a year ago creating it. I do want to start doing my healing work and practicing in different environments. I'm taking mastery of my healing skills, which reading is different than healing. This brought things into your conscious awareness, and you may have had a little bit of shifts, but energy healing is so much cooler and more intense and just, almost miraculous and instant. So I would love to have an even more intense shared spiritual and intimate experience with you via Skype or whatever it is we're going to do. So yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching this entire 25-minute video, but it was very important. I love you guys. I love me. Say you love yourself too, okay? Okay. You're beautiful. I'm beautiful. Hey. Okay. Namaste. We are one, but with different challenges. Equal. Bye, air signs.